There is a bridge that swayed so violently in the wind that it ripped itself apart. Drivers watched in terror as the road beneath them twisted like a ribbon. Another building tilted so far that residents could feel themselves sliding across the floor. Engineers tried to fix it, but the lean just kept getting worse. These are real engineering failures that shocked the entire world. By the time we reach number 1, you will see a disaster so catastrophic it changed how every dam on Earth is built. Humans build incredible things. Bridges that span kilometers, towers that touch the clouds, dams that hold back rivers. But sometimes calculations are wrong and shortcuts are taken. When giant structures fail, the results are devastating and unforgettable. Here are 10 of the biggest engineering failures in history. 10. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge, United States. In 1940, a suspension bridge in Washington state began to dance. Wind sent waves rippling through the roadway like a shaking rope. Drivers abandoned their cars as the bridge twisted violently from side to side. Finally, the entire center span ripped apart and crashed into the water below. The collapse was captured on film and became one of the most famous engineering failures ever recorded. Collapsed on November 7, 1940, nicknamed Galloping Gertie due to its movement. Wind was only about 65 km per hour. No human deaths, but a dog was lost in a car. Changed how engineers designed suspension bridges worldwide. 9. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, Italy. Construction began in 1173, but the tower started tilting almost immediately. The soil on one side was too soft to support the massive marble structure. Building continued anyway, with engineers trying to compensate for the lean. By the time it was finished, the tower was already noticeably crooked. Massive stabilization efforts in the 1990s prevented total collapse. Took nearly 200 years to complete. Tilted up to 5.5 degrees at its worst. Stabilization work reduced the lean significantly. Foundation sits on weak clay and sand. Now a major tourist attraction despite the flaw. 8. The Hyatt Regency Walkway Collapse, United States. In 1981, thousands gathered in a Kansas City hotel for a dance competition. 2 suspended walkways hung above the crowded lobby. A simple design change during construction weakened a critical connection. Both walkways suddenly collapsed onto the people below. 114 people died, making it the deadliest structural failure in American history at the time. Occurred on July 17, 1981. Design flaw doubled the load on a key rod. Over 200 people were injured. Led to major changes in engineering oversight. Engineers lost their licenses over the disaster. 7. The Millennium Bridge, Wobble, England. In 2000, London opened a stunning new pedestrian bridge across the Thames. On opening day, the bridge began to sway as crowds walked across. The movement was so strong that people grabbed the railings for support. The bridge was closed just 2 days after opening. Engineers spent 2 years adding dampers to stop the wobble. Opened on June 10, 2000, closed 2 days later due to swaying. Reopened in 2002 after expensive modifications. Lateral vibrations caused by synchronized footsteps, nicknamed the Wobbly Bridge by Londoners. 6. The Samsung department store collapse, South Korea. In 1995, cracks appeared in the ceiling of a busy Seoul department store. Managers ignored warnings and kept the store open to customers. That afternoon, the entire 5-story building suddenly pancaked. Floors crashed down onto each other, trapping hundreds inside. 502 people died in one of the worst building collapses in modern history. Collapsed on June 29, 1995. Over 900 people were injured. Building had illegal modifications and poor construction. Rescue operations lasted for weeks. Led to stricter building codes in South Korea. The failures ahead are even more catastrophic, involving disasters that killed thousands and reshaped entire industries. 5. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster, Ukraine. In 1986, a reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded during a safety test. The blast released 400 times more radiation than the Hiroshima bomb. Firefighters rushed to contain the flames without proper protection. Many died within weeks from radiation exposure. An entire city was evacuated and remains abandoned to this day. Occurred on April 26, 1986, caused by design flaws and operator errors during testing. Over 100,000 people were permanently relocated. A concrete sarcophagus now covers the reactor. Exclusion zone covers approximately 2,600 square kilometers. 4. The Hindenburg disaster, United States. In 1937, the largest airship ever built approached its landing in New Jersey. Suddenly, flames erupted near the tail and spread across the hydrogen-filled envelope. In just 34 seconds, the Hindenburg was destroyed. Passengers leapt from windows as the burning frame crashed to the ground. The disaster killed 36 people and ended the era of passenger airships. Occurred on May 6, 1937 in Lakehurst, New Jersey. Filled with flammable hydrogen gas. Radio coverage made it the first widely broadcast disaster. Exact cause of ignition still debated. Effectively ended commercial airship travel. 3. The Morandi Bridge collapse, Italy. In 2018, a section of a major highway bridge suddenly gave way during a storm. Cars and trucks plunged 45 meters to the ground below. The Morandi Bridge had shown signs of deterioration for years. Cables corroded inside their concrete sleeves, hidden from inspectors. 43 people died, and hundreds of families living beneath the bridge were displaced. Collapsed on August 14, 2018 in Genoa, Italy. Bridge was 51 years old at the time. Stay cables corroded from within. Entire structure was demolished and rebuilt. Led to nationwide infrastructure reviews. 2. The Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, United States. On January 28, 1986, millions watched as the Space Shuttle Challenger launched. Just 73 seconds later, the shuttle exploded in a fireball across the blue sky. All 7 crew members died, including a schoolteacher selected for the mission. Cold weather had caused a rubber seal to fail, allowing hot gases to escape. Engineers had warned about the O-ring problem before launch, but were overruled. Occurred on January 28, 1986. Cold temperatures caused O-ring seal failure. Crew included teacher Krista McAuliffe. Shuttle program was suspended for nearly 3 years. Led to major changes in NASA safety culture. 1. The Banqiao Dam failure, China. In 1975, a massive typhoon dumped unprecedented rainfall across central China. The Banqiao Dam, designed for far less water, began to overflow. When the dam finally burst, a wall of water 10 meters high roared downstream. Entire towns were swept away in minutes. An estimated 171,000 people died, making it the deadliest dam failure in history. Occurred on August 8, 1975 in Henan Province. Cascade failure collapsed 62 additional dams. 6 million buildings were destroyed. Event was classified for years by the Chinese government. Changed dam safety standards worldwide. You have just witnessed 10 of the biggest engineering failures in history. From swaying bridges and collapsing walkways to nuclear explosions and burst dams. We watched buildings pancake, airships burn, and shuttles disintegrate in the sky. At the top of the list, the Banqiao Dam failure killed over 170,000 people in a single night, proving that when the largest structures fail, the consequences can be unimaginable. Which disaster shocked you the most? Do you think modern engineering has truly learned from these failures? Would you trust walking across a bridge that once wobbled? What other engineering failures do you think should have made this list? If this journey through history's worst structural disasters gripped you, tap like and subscribe for more. Soon, we will explore the most incredible rescues ever caught on camera, where heroes saved lives against impossible odds.